Hi, welcome to Yoga with Erica. Thank you for following along. This is day 6 if you have been practicing with me regularly, and if not, thank you for joining along. Today I'll be doing a little bit of what I like to call yoga for anxiety. This is a really scary and stressful time in the world. And so we will be really working with our breath today to help ground us, to help us stay present. Yoga is really amazing to help with anxiety because of the breath work, but something that a yoga teacher of mine told me back in my training has stuck with me and has really helped me whenever I feel super anxious. And that saying is that you can't change anything that has happened in the past. You can't worry about what is going to happen in the future. The only thing you are in control of is what is happening right now in this present moment. And that's something that has really helped me with my personal anxiety struggles, just because coming back to what is happening in the present is truly the only thing that you can focus on. And yoga really helps me with that because it helps me stay present, helps me focus on my breath, and helps me clear my mind. So hopefully this video will help you if you are struggling as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to begin by lying on our backs today. Oh, I also want to point out that this video is going to be a little bit less challenging than some of my other videos. So if you're newer to your practice, this might be a really good video to start off with. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable on your mat. Go ahead and lie down. You can place your feet however they feel comfortable, but I like to go with a nice wide foot, so about mat's width distance with your feet. From there, allow those knees to come to touch. Then let your hands just rest down by your sides, palms open towards the ceiling. Go ahead and close your eyes. Really let everything sink down into the mat. So specifically your lower back, specifically your shoulders and your head. Just let everything sink down. Go ahead and take a deep inhale. And exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale, HA sigh. Just letting go of all of your breath. Don't be afraid to make a little bit of noise. Once more, inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Go ahead and just allow your mouth to close, so that the breath comes in through the nose and out through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, letting it all go. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take one more round of breath here on our backs. Exhale, let it go. Slowly, we'll begin to hug the knees into the chest. You can go ahead and keep those eyes closed. Just rock the knees gently from side to side, just giving that lower back a tiny little massage here. And then slowly, keeping those knees together, we are going to drop them down to the right side. You can let that right hand guide your knees down. Go ahead and take that left arm. You can take it out to the side, or maybe you want to take it out to the corner of the room to get more of an opening for your heart. And then let your gaze fall to the left side. Beautiful. So we will be doing a lot of twists here today. Twists are really amazing for the body. They help wring out the internal organs. So you are squeezing out toxins from the inside, which is really beneficial for our body in helping us relax. So just know that that is what we are working on today. Let's go ahead and take one more inhale. And an exhale to let it go. Slowly on your next inhale, let's go ahead and hug those knees back into the chest. Slowly drop those knees over to the left side. Go ahead and take your right arm out to the side. Let your gaze follow that right hand. Again, you can use that left hand to gently guide those knees down. Good. Hopefully this should feel really nice in your body. Just taking a nice gentle twist to begin here today. Good. Coming back to your breath. Trying to let everything else just slow down. Let's take another inhale. Another exhale. And then slowly bring those knees back into your chest. Gently hug those knees in. We will rock the knees from side to side. And then go ahead and cross one ankle over the other as you make your way up to a nice seated position. When you get to your comfortable seated position, go ahead and place your hands on your knees, palms open towards the ceiling. Roll those shoulders down the back, root the sits bones down, and lift the crown of the head up. Go ahead and close the eyes. Let's take an inhale here. And an exhale to let it go. Here's where we will set an intention for our class today. You can let your intention be whatever you'd like it to be. Maybe there's another reason why you showed up on your mat today. But I just ask you to create an intention about staying with the breath. Whatever your intention is, go ahead and seal it with an inhale. And exhale to let it go. Slowly, let's blink the eyes open. Let's take those arms up towards the ceiling. And then slowly, we are going to bring the left hand down onto the right knee and gently take a nice little seated spinal twist here. Letting your twist be nice and gentle. So letting the twist come from the lowest part of the spine and letting the head be the last thing to look back. Good. Go ahead and take one more inhale. And as you exhale, gently unwind. And then we'll walk our fingers out in front of us, letting the upper body just hang down nice and heavy here. Relax your head. And breathe into those hips as you begin to open up. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. And as you inhale, slowly walk your hands all the way back up. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. That's probably going to feel really funky. But let's go ahead and take an inhale as we reach those arms back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right hand down to the left knee. Go ahead and twist, letting the head be the last thing to come around. Breathing into your twist here. We'll take an inhale and an exhale to let it go. One more inhale. Exhale, gently unwind, and then we'll go ahead and reach those arms out once more, coming into a nice seated forward fold with crossed legs. Breathe into your hips. Allow your head and neck to just relax down. Keep those hips on the mat. We'll go ahead and take one more inhale. And an exhale to let it go. Slowly go ahead and walk yourself all the way back up, sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll begin to move to all fours. So hands come down under the shoulders, the knees come down under the hips. Let's just go ahead and take a few rounds of cat-cow breath, really getting into your breathing, allowing the breath to guide your movement here. So we'll take an inhale to drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling, and an exhale to round your spine, gaze falls towards your belly button. Inhale to cow pose, dropping your belly, looking up. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, cow pose, dropping your belly, looking up. And exhale, rounding your spine. Go ahead and take some movements here, whatever feels good in your body. Maybe that's a circle with the rib cage. Maybe that's moving those hips from side to side. Just beginning to really move with your breath. Just really beginning to feel how your body is moving today. And using your breath to guide those movements. Good. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and tuck those toes. Press down into the hands as you gently lift those hips up, coming into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Really pressing the mat away from you. Stretching nice and long through your spine. You can always take a bend in your knees here, and especially in your first downward facing dog. You can bend one knee and then straighten the other. Good. Just beginning to pedal out those heels, stretching through the backs of the legs. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take one more round of breath here. And exhale to let it go. Take an inhale to gaze forward at the top of your mat. And then go ahead and walk those feet all the way forward with nice bent knees. Now when you get to the top of your mat, just hanging down like a rag doll, maybe swaying from side to side, maybe nodding your head yes, or shaking your head no. Good. Then slowly release those arms and begin to roll all the way up to standing, stacking the spinal column one vertebrae on top of the other, letting the head, neck, and shoulders be the last thing to come up. Go ahead and take those toes together, heels slightly apart. Tuck that tailbone underneath of you, bringing the belly button in towards the base of the spine. Roll the shoulders down the back, flip those palms open. Tuck that chin just 1 centimeter to create some length through the back of the spine and the neck, and then close your eyes and breathe here. Feel those feet rooting down into the mat. Feel the crown of the head reaching up. It's really important to feel rooted. That will help you stay in the present moment. Good. And help you release any thoughts about the past and help you release any worries about the future. Just focusing on the here and the now. Now slowly blink your eyes open. We are going to take another pose that's going to help us feel rooted. Shift all of your weight into the left foot and begin to allow your right foot to rise up. Now, that foot can just come up with the heel on the ankle, using that toe as a little kickstand. Maybe you want to bring that right foot up to the shin, or maybe you want to snuggle that heel into the thigh. Good. So we are coming to tree pose. Make sure that you're really rooting down through the left foot. If you're feeling really secure here, maybe you want to bring your palms to heart center. Continue to breathe. Find one point to focus on at the front of the room. Take an inhale and exhale to let it go. Feel those feet, the foot rooting down. Feel the crown of your head lifting up. Nice and strong like an old tree. Beautiful. Maybe you want to reach those arms up. Maybe you want to take a little mudra by bringing your thumb or your pointer finger to the base of your thumb and then placing your thumb over top. You can take those hands out like branches of the tree. Breathing here, take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale And as you exhale, let's place that foot down. Go ahead and just shake those legs out. Good. All right. Beautiful job. Whatever happened on that side, let it go. We are going to move to the other side. So feel the right foot rooting down into the mat. And then go ahead and take whatever option feels good for you. If that toe is just a little kickstand, great. If that foot comes up to the calf, great. Try to avoid the knee, but you can bring that foot up a little bit higher wherever it meets on your leg. From there, bring the palms to heart center. If your hands are staying at heart center, that's really great to help you balance. Press those hands together. Beautiful. Or maybe you want to create that mudra once more. Maybe you keep your hands down with your elbows locked in. Or maybe you reach those arms up like the branches of a tree. I'm going to keep my palms at heart center. That helps me feel really grounded and stable. Breathe here. Take an inhale. And exhale to let it go. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, let it go. Drop that foot down. Good. We'll come back to our mountain pose with our toes together, heels slightly apart. Let's reach those arms up towards the ceiling, reaching up. And as you exhale, dive down over your legs, coming into your forward fold. Hang out here, let that head drop nice and heavy. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale to lift up halfway. We have a nice flat back here. Those hands can come to the thighs or to the shins. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Reach that head forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's plant those hands back onto the mat, and then we will step all the way back into our downward facing dog. Really pressing that mat away from you. Fingers are spread nice and wide, stretching through the hamstrings. Take an inhale. And an exhale to let it go. One more inhale through the nose, and we'll exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and take that right foot up nice and high. As you exhale, step the foot all the way in between the hands, coming down for your low lunge. Make sure knee is stacked right over top of ankle. If you need some assistance to get that foot more forward, use your hands to help you out here. Let's go ahead and drop the back knee down and untuck those back toes. Reach those hips forward. Reach the crown of the head forward. We'll take an inhale to reach those arms all the way up. Beautiful. Press those shoulders down the back. Send those hips forward. We are breathing here. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to swing those right fingers behind us. Reach the left fingers out. Coming into our twisted low lunge. Flip those palms down. Let your gaze look back at your back. Fingers continue to send the hips forward. Let's take an inhale here. And an exhale to let it go. Take those right fingers. Begin to reach them down to the back of your thigh. And then reach that arm up towards the sky. Good, reaching towards the back of your mat. Continue to send the hips forward. Taking a reverse twisted lunge. Beautiful. Continue to reach back. Let the gaze look up. We'll take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, let's cartwheel those hands down to frame your front foot. We will tuck the toes, lift the back knee, and then we will step all the way back into your downward facing dog. You can go ahead and pedal those heels out a little bit here. And then let's take an inhale.
And then exhale through the mouth. Let's go ahead and take an inhale to lift that left foot up nice and high. As you exhale, step the foot all the way down in between your hands. Low lunge on the left side. Drop those knees down and tuck your back toes. And then begin to lift yourself all the way up. You can take those fingers up towards the ceiling. Continue to send those hips forward, really opening up through the hips. Lift that heart, lift the head up nice and high. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, swing that left hand behind you, reach that right arm forward, taking the nice twisted lunge. Beautiful. Allow those shoulders to press down the back here. Beautiful. Taking an inhale. And an exhale. Really reaching out through both arms. We'll go ahead and reach the right fingers forward. As you exhale, go ahead and reach that right arm towards the back of the room, bringing the left hand down to the back of the thigh. Continue to send those hips forward, taking a nice twist, reaching back. We'll take one more inhale, and as you exhale, let's cartwheel those hands down to frame the front foot. We will step back and move into our downward facing dog. Good. Pedal those heels out here. Now, if you ever need a little bit more of a challenge, I promise I would make this a little bit easier, this class. But if you want more of a challenge, you can always move through your chaturanga between sequences. So that looks like this, lifting those heels, rocking those hips forward, coming into your high plank, bending your elbows, lowering down just halfway. Inhaling, take your upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. So we will always meet in our downward facing dog. Do whatever works for you. If your body is looking for more of a challenge, you can take that. Good. If not, just stick with me. And we'll always meet in that down dog. Take an inhale to gaze forward at the top of your mat. And exhale, step walker, jump those feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. And exhale, forward fold, rounding all the way down. Inhale to mountain pose, rising all the way up. And exhale, palms come through, heart center. Beautiful. Go ahead and take those toes together, heels slightly apart if they're not already there. From here, we will lift those arms up towards the ceiling in our mountain pose, and then have a seat into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Beautiful. Now, bring those palms through heart center. Send that heart forward, and we'll begin to twist to the right side. Maybe you're just twisting the upper body, or maybe you sink those hips down a little bit lower and you can hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Beautiful. Use that twist to guide you, sending those hips lower, squeezing the thighs together, letting the palms come to heart center. Continue to sink down. Let your gaze look up. Let's take an inhale. And exhale to let it go. One more inhale. One more exhale. And as you inhale, let's rise all the way up. Now, we are going to come to a one-legged Tadasana, a one-legged mountain pose. So lift that right knee up nice and high. Squeezing that knee up towards your chest. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, we are going to step back all the way into our crescent lunge. Beautiful. Lift that back heel up nice and high and sink those hips down. Let's take an inhale to bring the palms through heart center. And then slowly, we are going to twist to the left side. Now, You can keep those palms at heart center, or maybe you want to take the same twisted variation by hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Using that elbow to guide your twist. Remember, you can stay up just like this. Beautiful. Wherever you are, let's lift that heart up just a little bit higher and then sink down a little bit further into your lunge. Take an inhale and exhale to let it go. One more inhale. One more exhale. And as you inhale, let's rise all the way back up. And then from there, we will plant those hands and step back into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal those heels out. And then from there, we will let our gaze look forward. And then slowly walk those feet all the way up to the hands. Let's take an inhale to lift up halfway, nice flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up into your mountain pose. And exhale, palms come through, heart center, beautiful. Go ahead and place those toes together, heels slightly apart. We'll take those palms back up towards the ceiling in your mountain pose. And as you exhale, sitting back into your chair, your Utkatasana. So this should really feel like you are sitting back into a chair. Let your heart lift just a little bit higher. From there, bring those palms through heart center, and we'll gently twist to the left side. So right elbow to left knee, using that elbow to guide your twist. Or maybe you don't hook the elbow on the knee. Maybe just the upper body is looking to the left side. Wherever you are, know that that is perfectly fine. Wherever you are, just continuing to sink those hips down and continuing to breathe. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. And on your next inhale, rising all the way back up. This time, one-legged Tadasana. Lift that left knee up, squeezing that knee in towards the face, using those core muscles to help you. And then we'll step all the way back into that crescent lunge. You can go ahead and snuggle that back heel a little bit further on your mat to sink those hips down a little bit lower. Beautiful. Just feeling really grounded and rooted down here first. And then from there, bring those palms together. Reach the heart to the front of the room. And then we'll twist to the right side. Good. Hooking the elbow on the knee. Maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. Letting those hips sink down. Letting the upper body twist, but staying really strong through the legs. Beautiful. Continue to breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Last inhale. Last exhale. And as you inhale, reach those arms up into your crescent lunge. We'll go ahead and bring those hands down to frame the front foot. And then we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and drop the knees. And then we'll press back into a child's pose. So let those hips come back towards the heels. Reach those arms out nice and long. Rest the forehead down. And breathe here. Good. Take an inhale and an exhale. Let's take a moment to open up the lungs a little bit more to create some more space for breath. So we are going to bring our hands into a prayer position. We've done this a few times, so you know what it feels like with those hands together. From there, bend the elbows and bring the thumbs to the base of the neck. You can walk those elbows out a little bit further, really feeling the rib cage expand, feeling the backs of the arms expand, and sinking that heart down a little bit lower into your mat. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale. Exhale to let it go. Go ahead and reach those arms back out. We'll rise back up through all fours. From there, we will tuck those toes and then lift those hips up nice and high. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and gaze forward at the top of the mat. And then with nice bent knees, we'll go ahead and walk those feet all the way up to the hands, just hanging down like a rag doll when you get there. Let's go ahead and grab onto opposite elbows, breathing into the backs of the legs. You can sway from side to side. You can nod the head yes, or shake the head no. Good. And then slowly we'll release those arms. And on an inhale, we'll roll all the way up to standing nice and slow. Stacking the spinal column and letting the head, neck, and shoulders be the last thing to come up. All right, so go ahead and place those toes together, heels slightly apart once more. We'll reach those arms up towards the ceiling and then go ahead and sit back into your chair pose, your Utkatasana. Now, let the weight come all the way into the left foot as you begin to lift the right heel up off the mat. Then the right foot is going to lift all the way up as you cross your legs. We are coming into eagle here. So you can either use your toes as a little kickstand, or maybe you want to wrap that foot behind the ankle, or maybe you want to double wrap the knees. Go ahead and sink down nice and low from here. Bring those palms out towards the side of the room. And then we'll wrap right elbow under left. Then bring the backs of the palms together. And then maybe bringing the palms together. Woo. If your shoulders are feeling really tight, you can always grab onto your shoulders like you're just giving yourself a big hug. Wherever you are, find one focal point at the front of the room. Go ahead and lift those elbows. And then sink back a little bit lower. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. As you inhale, we are going to unwrap the legs. Go ahead and move back into that one-legged Tadasana. Hug that knee into the chest. Keep those arms as they are. And then we'll step back into that nice crescent lunge. Beautiful. Keep those arms together. Let's take an inhale, breathe into the shoulders. Exhale, sink down a little bit lower. And then slowly we will unwrap those arms, reach them all the way back up. And then we are going to swing our left hand behind us, coming into that same twisted lunge that we took at the beginning of class. Reaching those arms out nice and long. Let's go ahead and drop the left hand down to the back of our thigh, and then we'll reach those right fingers up towards the ceiling, taking the twisted reverse lunge. We already did this, but this time we're using our legs to help us. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, let's cartwheel those hands all the way down, and then we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Go ahead and pedal those feet out. Good work, you guys. You're so strong in the legs. Just remind yourself of that. Good. And then from there, let's gaze forward at the top of the mat and slowly walk those feet all the way up. Good. Just hanging down when you get to the top. Let's go ahead and grab onto opposite elbows once more. We'll sway from side to side. Maybe you want to nod your head yes, or shake your head no. And then slowly release those arms and roll all the way back up to standing. Beautiful. I promised I would make this a little bit easier.
but I'm still sweating. So I hope that you are too. I hope we are all getting a nice good workout in. Go ahead and bring your toes together, heels slightly apart once more. We do have two sides of the body, so I'm sure you know what's coming. Let's go ahead and flip those palms forward. We'll start by standing up nice and tall. Take an inhale. And an exhale to let it go. Slowly, we'll reach those arms up into your mountain pose and then have a seat into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Go ahead and sink all of your weight down into your right foot. And then we'll begin to lift the left heel and let the left knee cross over top of the right. Now you can use that toe as a kickstand. Maybe you want to double wrap the legs around. Beautiful. Bring those arms out towards the side. Then we'll take a left elbow under right. And then maybe you just bring the backs of the palms together. Maybe you double wrap those hands around, or maybe you just grab onto your shoulders here. Now remember, you don't have to take the wrap in your leg. You can use that toe as a kickstand, but wherever you are, try to lift those elbows and try to lift that heart up just a little bit higher. Beautiful. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sit a little bit lower. One more inhale. One more exhale. On your next inhale, go ahead and unwrap your legs. Keep your arms as they are. Lift that left knee up and then step back into your crescent lunge. My balance is not great today, and that's okay. Good. Keep those arms as they are. Lift those elbows. Once more, take an inhale. One more exhale. Sink those hips. And as you inhale, reach those arms up towards the ceiling, crescent lunge. Go ahead and swing that right arm behind you, taking a nice twist. Now you can just stay here. That's a fine option. Or you can take that hand to the back of the thigh and take your reverse lunge. Beautiful. Reaching towards the back of the room. Let your gaze look up. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, cartwheel those hands down to frame your front foot. Let's step back into our downward facing dog. And then from there, drop those knees. Press back into your child's pose. Beautiful. Go ahead and just rest your forehead down, sinking those hips nice and low. Just coming back to your breath here. Use these quiet moments to really drop into your breath, to come back to those inhales and those exhales. Go ahead and rock your forehead from side to side, just giving it a little massage. Make sure you're not carrying any tension in that neck. And then from there, we will go ahead and move back up to all fours. Here's where we get into the nice, juicy stretches. So go ahead and tuck those toes, lift those hips, and come back to your downward facing dog. Good. From here, let's take an inhale to lift that right foot up nice and high. As you exhale, we will come to pigeon on the right side. So bring that back leg nice and long behind you. Make sure that the weight is centered in between both of your hip bones. Now, if you have any trouble with this pose, especially if you're feeling pain in your knee, you can always take this on your back and hug your leg in to your body. So same pose, just on your back. If not, go ahead and take an inhale. And as you exhale, gently walk your way all the way down onto your mat. Wherever you get to, go ahead and just relax your head all the way down and breathe here. Close your eyes. Let your heart sink down. Let those hips sink down. Taking those deep inhales and those full and complete exhales. Just letting everything settle, letting everything quiet. quiet, using your breath to guide you here. Go ahead, take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then slowly on your next inhale, walk your way all the way back up. Go ahead and sink into that right hip as you swing the left foot around in front of you. Let that foot cross over top of your knee. Now, try to get both sits bones down, and if that feels unavailable to you, you can always extend that bottom leg out nice and long. Go ahead and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling, and then we'll hug that knee in and begin to twist towards the back of your mat. You can always bring the elbow up onto the knee, palm up towards the ceiling, or fingers up towards the ceiling, sorry, and then twist from there. I often find that in yoga, for me at least, the more quiet and still poses can be really challenging. When we are slowing things down and using our breath to guide us, that's when everything starts to settle. And I often find that it's really challenging to just be still. But sometimes the things that challenge us are the best things for us. Let's go ahead and take one more inhale. As you exhale, gently unwind. Good. Now, we are going to take cow face pose, which is a huge hip opener. Okay, so to come to cow face, we're gonna take that right foot and we're gonna bring it back towards our hip. We want to make sure that both hip bones are connected onto the mat. You can walk your feet out a little bit further in front of you, but make sure that you bring your knees one over top of each other like your knees are kissing. Beautiful. Now this is really challenging, so just know that. From here, we'll go ahead and walk those fingers out in front of us. And then come to wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe that's just relaxing your head and kind of sitting up tall, but come to wherever is going to give you the biggest stretch. Make sure that both of your hips stay down onto the mat. And then from there, just relax your head and your neck over, relax those arms, and breathe into the hips. Good, take an inhale. And an exhale, one more inhale, one more exhale, and then slowly come all the way back up. Good, we are going to take those feet out in front of us. Legs are nice and straight, and then shaky those legs. That's also something I learned in my teacher training, very scientific word, shaky. Go ahead and just continue to shake them out. Let those muscles relax. And then when you're ready, we will swing the feet around behind us and make our way into our final downward facing dog. So tuck those toes, press the hands into the mat, lift those hips up nice and high. And then we'll inhale that left foot up. And as you exhale, come to pigeon on the left side. So again, if you need to take this on your back, just hugging that knee in towards you with that foot in the same figure four that you would have if you were on the floor. Good. So if you are up, make sure the hips are nice and even. The weight is even between your hip bones. And then we'll walk ourselves down and begin to just get still here.
using your breath to guide you. Taking those inhales. Exhale, let it release. Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then slowly walk your way all the way back up. We'll sink our left hip into the mat and then swing that right foot around in front of you. Good, letting that foot cross over top of your knee and extending your bottom leg out if that's unavailable. Make sure that the hips are nice and even. Take that left arm, hug that knee into the chest, and then gently twist to the back of the room. You can let that elbow come to the knee. Ooh, feeling those back cracks. Good. Make sure that you're still sitting up nice and tall, and then the head is the last thing to twist around, letting the twist come from the lowest part of the spine. Let's take an inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, gently unwind, and we'll begin to move to cow face on this side. So letting the knees come in towards one another. Ideally, we want our feet to be in one line. Good, but that can be really challenging. I'm not quite there yet in my practice, so wherever you are in your practice, that is totally fine. Just try to bring those knees in towards one another. From here, sit up nice and tall, and then go ahead and walk yourself all the way down, dropping your head to wherever feels comfortable for you. I think it's really important to acknowledge where we are in our practice, knowing that not everyone is perfect, and as long as we are putting in the effort and just trying and doing what we can, that is all that matters. So just continue to breathe here, breathing into your hips, taking a nice deep inhale, and exhale to let it go. One more inhale. One more exhale. And slowly walk your way all the way up. Go ahead and unwind those legs. We'll take our feet out in front of us. And then shaky those legs. Good. All right, we are going to make our way all the way down onto our mat, letting your head get nice and comfortable. When you get down, go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Okay. We will end class the same way that we started. So hug those knees into the chest, and then slowly we'll take those knees over to the right side, letting the left arm come out nice and long, letting your gaze look towards the left hand, closing your eyes, and breathing here. Maybe you feel a little bit different now than how you felt at the beginning of class. Maybe your hips are a little bit more open. Maybe your body is just a little bit more relaxed. Maybe your mind is a little bit clearer. Wherever you are, let's take one more inhale, one more exhale, and on your next inhale,
Go ahead and hug both knees back into the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze and then drop them down to the left side. Bringing that right arm out, closing your eyes and breathe here. You can adjust the knees or the feet however it feels good for you. So if you want to bring that right foot, the top knee a little bit higher, you can to get more of a spinal twist. Whatever feels good for you is totally fine. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, let it go. And on your next inhale, go ahead and hug both knees into your chest, giving them one final squeeze. And when you're ready, taking the most important pose of class, Shavasana, or final stillness. Now this should be a complete resting pose. So allow the body to do just that. Allow the body to be still, to soak up all those benefits of your practice. Close the eyes. Let the mind be still. Let the body be still. And just breathe. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, just bringing a little bit of life back into your body. When you're ready, take the right arm above the head and gently roll to the right side, allowing the head to rest on the arm. Curling up in a fetal position. When you're ready, begin to make your way up to a comfortable seated position, using your hands and keeping your eyes closed. When you get there, roll those shoulders down the back, flip the palms open towards the ceiling, placing them on the knees. Ahead and let the shoulders drop down and breathe here. Let's take an inhale all together and exhale to sigh it out. One more inhale through the nose. Exhale, HA, sigh. Come come back to the intention you set for yourself at the beginning of class. An intention to stay connected with your breath. I hope you can carry that intention with you throughout the rest of your day, especially when those scary thoughts begin to arise. Use your breath to guide you, to ground you, to bring you back to the present moment. I hope you can also carry these feelings of peace and relaxation with you. And I thank you all so much for practicing with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at Erica, ERICA_NYC_yogi on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. Have a beautiful day.